Okay. This one is a brief reactionary sort of vague discussion about the word sovereign. Okay. In common parlance for English speakers, it appears to mean like a ruler, the one who's in charge, the boss, and the one who makes claim over the territory as their domain for rulership. However, that is not the correct definition of what sovereignty is. What? See, the thing is that the King of England does not have jurisdiction over Australia. The Pope does not have jurisdiction over anything other than the Vatican City. And the President of the USA does not have any jurisdiction other than over the United States of America's territories geographically. So we're talking about geography at the moment. England's a small area in the British Isles. The United States of America is a particular sort of areas according to the maps, and none of those are Australia. And likewise, the Vatican City is a small area within the city of Rome. So it's like a city within a city, and Rome is within Italy. If they try to say it's otherwise, then they're fibbing, because those particular places geographically, okay, so we're talking about the physical plane here, we're talking about a lot of stuff. So from your perspective, this fist is a imaginal construct because it's not physically located near you, viewer. Okay, so this is being recorded, so you can see that you are able to perceive from what your perspective is an imaginal construct, in a different perspective is a physical object, or in this case subject, because the fist is part of a whole organism called this physical person. Okay, right? So geography refers to physical stuff. So see that? Okay, that you probably saw blue there. That's a blanket. Okay, so does the blanket have sovereign jurisdiction over the bed, because the geographical region called bed, okay, is a particular area, and the blanket covers that? Well, not exactly. Blanket would be roughly the equivalent of map. As I said, a pillow? A pillow is at the head of the bed. So maybe a pillow is the sovereign of a bed. Well, as you can see there, right there, then a pillow would be another part of a bed map, because the pillow doesn't rule the bed. The pillow is on the bed. Okay, so the pillow and the blanket is on the bed, right? So if bed was terrain, then blanket and pillow would be map. So the pillow is the head. The pillow is the sovereign. Okay, the blanket is the map of the country. Okay, the map, the geography of the map. Okay, so the territorial boundaries has a map called blanket. Okay, the territorial boundaries has a sovereign or a ruler called pillow, but they are both just objects placed on top of bed and do not define bed. So when it comes to England, the King of England is like the pillow of England, and the map of England is like the blanket of England. Okay, when it comes to Vatican or Vatican City, Pope, he acts like pillow. He's the pillow for Vatican. The geographical boundaries within the city of Rome, okay, is is a map, and blanket is Vatican City. Okay, actual terrain or bed is the physical land within area called Rome. Okay, so greater area around Vatican City is called Rome. Okay, even greater area is called Italy. Okay, so okay, so the sovereign of your bed is not your pillow or your blanket. You can change your pillow, you can change your blanket. When Queen Elizabeth II died, they got a new pillow. Okay, when Pope II died, they'll get a new pope. Or Pope II, not Pope II. No, when Pope John Paul II died, they got a new pope, didn't they? His name was Benedict XV or 16th. Then he abdicated, and they got a new one again, and his name was Francis, and he just died, so they get a new one again. Okay, so that represents 3 different pillows that the Vatican has had, and one pillow and 2 different pillows that England has had. Okay, so when the British Empire, under a previous pillow for England, decided to expand its territories, for lack of a better word, or make claims over other territories, they tried to say that the blanket of England was bigger than the king's bed. They tried to duplicate the blanket, and say that blanket applied to other beds. And those other beds said that didn't make any sense, because they don't need that type of blanket for their bed. The weather and climate is not like England at all, and they already had their own blankets and pillows, thanks. That's a bit much. And what's really strange is there is a slight literalness to this, in the sense that in some locations that they went to, they tried to claim those people didn't have blankets and pillows. And in some cases it was true. It's like, well, how did they bloody sleep then? Would they sleep on the ground? Well, yeah. In some cases. That's what they said. So hang on a second. They had no blanket and they had no pillow, and they're acting like they have no bed. Does that mean they have no sovereign? Well, the person is lying on the ground. Oh, in that story, even if that extreme example, they'd be lying on the ground, wouldn't they? Aren't they the sovereign of that piece of ground right then and there? Yeah. Oh, really? The King of England wasn't lying there, though. They were. You know? Yeah. Or she were, you know? Yeah. Depending on which land it was. So, hang on. If you take that person off that land and stop them from lying there, and you make them lie on a different bed, do they become the sovereign of that land? Bearing in mind that whatever mind is, that at no point is the King of England the sovereign there, because he's never showed up. Wait a minute. He's never actually laid down on that land and slept there. Yeah, he hasn't got his blanket and his pillow or his chair. He hasn't put his chair there. He's not actually sitting there, is he? Where is he? He's in England. Yeah. Okay, he's never actually sat on any of those territories. Like, maybe he got on a plane or a boat or something once, but he never actually stayed there. He went home when he visited. He never personally picked up a gun and shot people and, took them to, made them go stay at another house. Go on, what happened? You know who the King of England sovereign over? the Betty's lying in right now because it's daytime in Australia, so they reckon England's probably nighttime now. Okay, so he's asleep, is he? Yeah. Okay, so he's the sovereign ruler of the bed he's on. Oh, hang on. Okay, he's the sovereign ruler of the bed he's on. He's not even the sovereign ruler of the castle he's in. Heck, he's not even the sovereign ruler of Buckingham or Windsor or London or wherever it might be. He's the ruler of the bed he's on and nowhere else. And that's the important point. And nowhere else. Hang on a minute. Okay, so on the subject of imposter spirits or aliens from outer space or whatever it might be, okay, they're not the sovereign rulers of your head, okay? Only yourself is the sovereign ruler of your head. If they're not there, they've been taken to another territory, okay, then they've breached the sovereignty laws, and here's why. Because unfortunately for you Satanists and Christians out there, physical bodies are actually people. Okay, independent of spiritual reality, physical bodies are actually people. Okay, and so they are territorial boundaries in their own right. And if the land says that that's not the sovereign of their territory, then that's not the sovereign of their territory. Okay? And the land says that the sovereign of their territory isn't home. That they got nicked. They've gone to London for a while, like Benelong or something. Okay? Okay, they're not actually original, but they've gone to, like, you know, they're not a black man from Benelong's tribe, okay? Okay? They've gone to live in London for a while, okay? And just showed up. Some of them voluntarily and some not. A little bit like the year 1770. And 1788, right? Yeah. Okay? Does that make the guests the sovereign rulers of the head? No, not really. Okay, okay, would if they were people, and they are in some cases, aren't they? Would they be sovereign rulers of their own heads? Yeah, definitely. Because that'd be their turf, wouldn't it? Yeah. Okay. Okay. If someone comes along, okay, to your country, so we're going to go to England now. I'm going to talk to the King of England, King Charles III. Okay, your dreaming King Charles III is garbage bin. Okay, we're going to go straight into his castle, straight up to his bed right now. Take this literally. Okay, as in literalness of intent. Got an actual person. Okay. Okay. King of England, King Charles III, son of Queen Elizabeth II. Your actual dreaming is garbage bin. Okay? Your only territory is your own head, presuming you've got the correct person in your head, and where your physical body is lying at this very moment, and no other place. And no other object, not even the clothes on your body. And your proper dreaming is garbage bin. And sir, the reason why your proper dreaming is garbage bin is because it's karmic for seeing all of those people in your ancestor, George V, seeing all of those people in your country that your aristocracy ripped off as garbage and dumping them on Australia. So you, King of England, King Charles III, only have sovereignty over your own head, presuming that is King Charles III in his own head, and your proper dreaming, sir, is garbage bin. For karmic reasons. That's the reaction. And if he doesn't like that, then he doesn't respect the rules of what? You give what one thing and you get back what you give. So, has this person here gotten back what she gave? No, not even fucking close. Not even close. Okay? And one of the things is one of the things that was behind this is the what they call transactional politics of misogyny. In transactional politics of misogyny, the women are supposed to give and give and give, but get nothing but shit in return. And the men expect transactions. Typically, where the man gives nothing and gets everything. So the men all think that they're miniature kings of England, and the women are all sheep in the Catholic Church, are they? Well, no, that's not the truth of the situation. That's their politics. So as we say to you, King of England, King Charles III, you will get what you gave and what your ancestors gave. If you believe the descendants should be responsible for the crimes, then you, King Charles III, are responsible for the crimes, and you're a garbage bin.